Guten Tag und willkommen zurück to Pennsylvania Dutch 101. Today we're going to look at video 5 in our series, which deals with the numbers, or as we say in Dutch, die Nummern. So let's get going. Let's start with learning the numbers from 0 to 20, die Nummern bis 20. So we'll go through them, say them a couple times, practice them as I say them. So 0 in Pennsylvania Dutch is nul. Nul. Null. 1. Eens. 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 2. Zwei. 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 3. Drei. 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 4. Vier. 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 5. Fünf. 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 6 is sechs. 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 7. Sieben. 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 8. Acht. 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 9 is an easy one to remember. 9. 9. 9. 10. Zehn. 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 11. Elf. 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 12. 12. 12. 12. 13. Dreizehn. 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 14. Vierzehn. 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 15. Fünfzehn. 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 16. Sechzehn. 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 17. Siebzehn. 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 18. Achtzehn. 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 19. Neunzehn. 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 And 20. Zwanzig. 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 Again, from 0 to 20, all inclusive. Null. Eins. Zwei. Drei. Vier. Fünf. Sechs. Sieben. Acht. Neun. Zehn. Elf. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. Okay? Practice those, practice those, practice those. Let's do a little bit right now. Some e-reading, some practice. So, we can use these numbers now to talk about certain things. For example, we can now answer the question in Pennsylvania Dutch, was ist die Phone-Nummer? And I'm sure you can gather that that's asking, what is the telephone number? Was ist die Phone-Nummer? Well, here I threw one at you. Take a minute in your mind or out loud and say the numbers to yourself real quick. Give you about a couple seconds or so, and then we'll see if you had them right. So, die Phone-Nummer here is 8, 9, 3, 4, 6, 2, 1. 8, 9, 3, 4, 6, 2, 1. Okay? What if I asked you this one? Was ist die zip code? You can tell exactly what we're talking about as well. What's your zip code, or what is the zip code? Here is one. What would it be? Give you a couple seconds, think about it. In Deutsch, this zip code would be 1, 6, 7, 5, 0. 1, 6, 7, 5, 0. Alright. And finally here I'm going to throw some at you. Sag selle numera. Say these numbers. I picked a couple random. Take a minute. Quiz yourself. Those numbers in Dutch would be 12, 11, 15, 20, 12, 14. 17, 11, 15, 20, 12, 14. Okay? Now we can take these numbers and also do a little math. We all love math, don't we? Yeah, let's do that. Wie viel is? How much is? If I threw this at you, here's a question in Dutch. I'm going to show you how we would say this first, and we'll practice saying it together in Dutch. When we're talking about adding numbers in Dutch, instead of saying in English we say plus, 5 plus 12. In Pennsylvania Dutch we say 5 and 12, so we have the word und, which is and. So to read that equation, you would say, and to solve it, 5 und 12 is 17. 5 und 12 is 17. Okay? What if we want to subtract? Here's where Dutch does something very different from English. Of course, in English we have the word minus, 19 minus 6, but in Dutch we don't say that at all. We use this construction. Don't get scared, but it's a little trickier than what we say in English. In Dutch we literally say 19 and 6 less, lets or leaves 13. And how we say that in Dutch, 19 und 6, two numbers, weniger, lost, 13. 19 und 6 weniger, lost, 13. So if you end up doing some subtraction, that takes a little thinking, but you can do it. Just substitute the numbers here and your answer and use the words in red when constructing the question or the sentence. 19 und 6 weniger, lost, 13. Here's one more. How would we do it? Think about it. Try and say it out loud. If you did it correctly, you should have said 11 und 5 is 16. 11 und 5 is 16. Okay? And a subtraction, try on your own real quick. 18 minus 7, how would we say that in Dutch? And solve it. You should have said 18 und 7 weniger, lost, 11. 18 und 7 weniger, lost, 11. Okay? So you can do some basic math now. Now, we got to 20, but now we got to take it one step farther. Because you got to know your numbers more than 20. So, noch 20, after 20. And this is where things are quite different from English. So in Pennsylvania Dutch, we count our numbers greater than 20 differently than in English. And what I mean by that, when we think of English, in English we have this number, and we say it 28. We say our first digit, and then the number that's with it. So 28. In Dutch, and if you study German, this will come back to you probably. In Pennsylvania Dutch, we actually end up flipping the numbers when we say them. So we end up saying 28, we literally say 8 and 20. You say the back number first, followed by the front number. 8 and 20. That's what we want to end up saying in Dutch. This takes a little bit of changing how we look at numbers if you've only ever spoken English before. So that's tough to get used to at first, but we can do it. Just always remember to flip the numbers when you're saying them. Okay? We're going to practice this, but as I said, this takes getting used to. But you can do it. Everybody can do it. It just takes an extra mindset. Okay? So let's do that. But in order to learn those numbers greater than 20, we got to learn our decimals of 10 first. So 20, 30, 40, 50. Then we can build, because we already know the back number. Okay? So let's do that. So 20 in Pennsylvania Dutch is 20. 30, 30. Let me repeat 20 again. 20. Did that one before. 30, 30. 30. 30. 40, 40. 40. 40. 50, 50. 50. 50. 60, 60. 60. 60. 70? 70. 70. 70. 80? 80. 80. 80. And 90? 90. 90. 90. For the most part, these are pretty easy to remember. If you remember your first number, just add sich to the end of it. Be careful though, in 40 it's a Z-I-C-H spelling. The only one that isn't is 20 and 30. They are S-I-C-H. Okay? Now we've got to 90. What if we go one step farther? The word for 100 in Dutch, depending. The word for 100 itself is honderd. 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 And if we want to say 100, 200, 300, etc., put the number first. A honderd. A honderd. A honderd. 100. Take it the next step. 1,000. The word for 1,000 in Pennsylvania Dutch is duizend. 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 And 1,000 would be a thousand. A thousand. A thousand. Okay? Remember, when dealing with numbers greater than 20, first and foremost, I got to keep reminding you because a lot of you, this is brand new to you, you got to flip the numbers, so remember that. Okay? Remember, it's not 28, it's 8 and 20. Okay? And how would we say that in Dutch? We'll exactly say it. 28. 8 and 20. 28. Okay? 46 in Pennsylvania Dutch would be 46. 46. 46. 99, flip them. 99. 99. 99. And if we get bigger than 100, it's okay. Say the 100, and then say the numbers that come after it. In English, we do the same thing. 122, say that in Dutch, but instead of saying 122, say 102 and 20. 122. 122. 122. And if we get bigger than that, it's the same thing like you would in English. 3,457, but in Dutch we want to say 3,407 and 50. In Dutch that would be 3,457. 3,457. Okay? Let's practice a little bit. I'm going to throw some numbers at you. You think of them, say them out loud, and then we'll check them. Wie sagt man celle nummer? Wie sagt man celle nummer? How do we say these numbers? So, what would 82 be in Pennsylvania Dutch? Flip it. 82. 82. 39. Flip it. Say it out loud. 39. 39. 47. Flip it. Say it out loud. 7 is 7. 47. 47. Okay? Just put random numbers on a piece of paper and say them out loud, or have a friend write down numbers and then you say them to them. Get people to give them your phone number and you say it back to them, things like that. Good way to practice. Okay? Now that we know numbers, we can answer a pretty important question. Well, some people don't like to talk about it, but we're going to be able to talk about it in Pennsylvania Dutch at least. And that is the question, Wie alt bist du? How old are you? Wie alt bist du? Wie alt bist du? Wie alt bist du? How old are you? When responding to this, we use the phrase, literally, I am, insert the number, years old. In Dutch, that would be ich bin, whatever your number, age, jahre alt. Ich bin, the number, jahre alt. Ich bin, blah blah, jahre alt. Me, for example, if I'm answering this today, ich bin 32 Jahre alt. Ich bin 32 Jahre alt. Now you know how old I am. Do your numbers. I'm 2 and 30. If you're asking somebody their age, ask this question. If you want to ask how old something else is, like the building or the city or something like that, then we would use this question. Wie alt ist, and then fill in the blank. How old is whatever. Or we could put a name here too. Wie alt ist John? How old is John, for example? Wie alt ist, fill in the blank. Wie alt ist. Okay. For an example here, wie alt ist der Robert? Wie alt ist der Robert? And I'm telling you he was born in 1950 and it's currently 2013, so do the math. Figure out how old he would be and tell me Robert is. Follow this example then. So Robert is, If you do the math correctly, Robert ist 63 Jahre alt. Robert ist 63 Jahre alt. He's what? 63. Yeah. 63. Okay, let's practice some more. I'll throw some at you. If I ask you this question, or if someone asks you this question in Dutch, what would you say? Wie sagt man 72? It's Deutsch. Wie sagt man 72? Say it. If you do it correctly, 72. Yeah? 72. 72. 72. How would you answer this question? Wie viel ist 49? Wie viel ist 49? Do the math correctly. 49 ist 23. 49 ist 23. Yeah. What if I ask you this question? Wie alt ist America? Or as some people pronounce it, America. Wie alt ist America? Do the math. Remember, 1776, 8,776. And it's 2013, es ist 2013. Do the math, you would get America is 237 Jahre alt. If you do the math correctly. America is 237 Jahre alt. Yeah? Okay, did a lot today. Numbers, 0 to whatever now you can do in Dutch. Follow the rules. Remember, you get bigger than 20. Flip them. Say them backwards, kind of. Practice. Get out there. Talk to people. Find someone in your family. Or put a list of people in your family and write down how old they are and say it out loud. And then make sentences. Like if you have a cousin Bill, say, Bill is 60 Jahre alt. Bill's 60 years old. Or say how old your dog is. Schnuppi is 10 Jahre alt. However, practice, practice, practice. But at this point, we're going to stop with video 5. Bis die nächste Video. Mach's gut und schwätz Deutsch. And don't forget, you can always contact me at this email address for questions or future video ideas. But for right now, that's video 5. Ist fertig. It's over. So, mach's gut und schwätz Deutsch.